Hello everyone, thank you very much for clicking and for watching the video. Welcome to the free game collection. So we have got some more stuff from the car boot for me to show you this week. Unfortunately, cash converters, the charity shop, vinted, things like that, they're still pretty dry around me. There's absolutely nothing out there for me to get, but the car boot keeps providing for us. I've got a nice little stack of games here to run through. So a good couple of PS2, got a bit of retro and a bit more modern stuff as well. So a nice little variety. So let's get started, shall we? So these first ones, I've not seen these before. Guy had these for £3 each. I said, if I bought the two, would you do me £2 each? He said yes, so I paid £4 for these. They're exactly the same. It's Saints Row 5 for the PS5. They're both in these nice little boxes. Now, the boxes are opened. I had a little check to see what was in there when I was there. But the actual game inside is it Saints Row 5? I think it's Saints Row 5. It just says Saints Row on it now. Anyway, this game, either way, they're sealed. Absolutely fantastic. It's come with like a headband thing. I'm not sure what it is, looking at the instructions on the back, but that's sealed as well. I'm not going to open it to check. But yeah, so two sealed, brand new PS5 games for £2 each. Now, I thought I was going to be quids in for those, but CEX, I don't even think they give me my £2 back for them, because some PS5 games are just chips, aren't they? They cost absolutely, that's a bad explanation these days, because chips are quite expensive, aren't they? But yeah, so £4 for those. They're sealed. I might put these on Vinted. I don't know why they're in these little boxes. Maybe they were part of something at some point in time, maybe a limited edition set or something, but I'll put these on Vinted, see if anyone's fancy. They're sealed, aren't they? They're PS5 games, so there you go. I don't know how good the game is, by the way. I'm like I've just said, I'm not 100% sure on the name of it. It just says Saints Row. I thought it was Saints Row 5, but they just called the new one Saints Row, have they? I don't know. Anyway, oh, hang on the back, Saints Row Day 1 Amazon, PS5. Are these like an Amazon exclusive or something? I will do some research. I'll stop blabbering, but there you go. £4 for those two. See what happens with those. These were exactly the same situation, actually. He had a couple PS4 games, nothing great. £3 each he wanted. I said, if I took two, would you do £2 each? He said yes. First one, Street Fighter 5, picked this up so many times. It's Street Fighter, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it's a great game. This is the PlayStation Hits version. So £2 for that isn't too bad at all. We'll get a little bit back for that as well. And God of War on the PS4, absolutely fantastic game. I thoroughly enjoy myself playing this. You don't get too much more for it, by the way. It's dropped right down in price. So £2, I'll probably get my £2 back for it, maybe just a little bit more on a voucher, obviously. But what a game. There's a couple copies of this in my local cash converters, and every time I see it, I keep hoping it's Ragnarok, because I really want Ragnarok on the PS4. But I know it's one of those games that I'll find out and about. If I buy it, I can guarantee I'll find it for cheaper out and about. So I've got my eyes open for it, but God of War, what a game. And for £2, imagine if you haven't played it and you just pick it up for £2 and then play it. Think the value for money there, absolutely fantastic. So they were £4, which is brilliant. Let's do, this is unfortunate. I only noticed this after I got home. So £3 I paid for this, and it's another wired official black Xbox 360 controller. So I think last week, a couple of weeks ago anyway, they gave me, I think, £15 for it, which is fantastic. It's got the barcode at the back as well, but unfortunately I didn't realise that there is a nick in the cable, so they won't take it at CEX. Obviously, I won't put it on Vinted. It works absolutely fine, by the way. So I'm probably gonna have to electric tape this one and keep this in my own collection, which is not bad at all, because you know you can never have too many 360 controllers. And it's got the breakaway cable, which is absolutely fantastic. So I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, maybe even the other week, that I picked one of these up. So they're great to keep hold of because they're often missing. So that's fantastic. So it's not the end of the world. £3. I can't really move it on. I think the debate I've got now is, do I keep, because I have to keep this one, do I sort of supplement it and trade in one of my other Xbox 360 controllers, because I do have quite a few of them. I've still got a few lying around which I still need to try trade in as well. So, but £3, not bad. Pick them up if you see them. But yeah, it was wrapped up like this, by the way, which is why I didn't see the cable. But yeah, there it is. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll add that to my collection. No, not a problem at all. For £3, I'll have that. Let's do this before I do this little PS2 bundle. So firstly, I bought this completely separate on its own. Cost £2, and it's Heart of Darkness. Now, this has been at CEX at some point in time, and recently as well, because it says Heart of Darkness with manual. CEX do sell it, but they don't sell it for very much. It doesn't cost much at all, this game. I've already got it. It's a great game, by the way. The art style on it, it's really, it's interesting, really. I don't really know how to explain it. But got that already in my collection, £2. I picked that up, so that'll be traded into CEX. See what we get back for that. I'm not 100% sure. But then the other thing I picked up, so a lady had this just sitting there. I said, how much do you want for it? She goes, I don't know what it's worth. So I said to myself, oh, what shall I offer her? So I goes, would you take a tenner? And she immediately snapped my hand off and said yes. So I probably should have gone in a little lower, but I think 10 is a fair price. It's a PS1. It's the little one. I don't really know what this is properly called. It's got its own name. Put in the comments if you know exactly what this... It's not the PlayStation Mini or PS1 Mini or anything like that. I don't know. It just says PS1 on it. Maybe that's what it is. It works absolutely fine. Came with all the cables. It's got a controller with it as well. I think the actual controller that usually comes with this console is like a lighter shade of white with like a slight blue on the analogs as well. So I think this is just a normal analog controller for PS1, but I don't think CEX mind about that. It does work, like I say, works absolutely fine, so that's fantastic. £10 for that. I don't think that's bad at all, so CEX can trade that in, and of course it comes with the official SCART cable, and weirdly, it's got the official, someone's wrote PlayStation on it, it's a Sony plug adapter, which I don't think I've really ever seen before, so that's good, but £10 for that. It also came with 2 games, but they're not fantastic. Sled Storm and Rally Championship. CEX don't take these. I said the other week that I'm only really adding things to the PS1 collection if I really want them. Don't really want these games. So I might, again, take this to an independent store at some point in time, see if I can trade it in with them and for anything. So 2 games, though. I won't hover that. £10 for that. I think that's pretty good, isn't it? I do obviously have this version of the PS1 already, so it will be traded in. I don't need to add it to the collection, but £10, not too bad. I feel like maybe if I'd have said a fiver, it took a fiver, but I think £10 good for me, and the lady sound it. So that's absolutely fantastic. There's only one other thing to show you, because I bought all of these as a bundle. So there was a lady there. This was right as I was leaving, but I think she was one of those sellers that didn't set up straight away. She sort of parked up, walked around herself for an hour or so, and then set up later on, because these were just sitting there, not too far away from the entrance as I was leaving. There was quite a big pile of them, maybe double this actually. I said, how much for the games? She said £2 each. I said, if I buy a couple off you, would you do them for £1 each? And she said yes. At the time, I didn't anticipate buying this many off her, but I thought, you know what, for £1 each, let's just go through them. So big stack of PS2 games. Let's just work our way down. First one, Blade 2. I didn't even know there was a Blade 2 for the PlayStation 2. I don't know if it's a good game or not. I love the films. The Blade 2, that's a good film, that one. Yeah, it's Blade 3 that went a bit with Ryan Reynolds. That was a bit weird. But Blade 2, I don't think I have this in the collection. I need to double check, but I don't think I've ever seen this game before. So if I don't have it, I might have to keep hold of that, because I absolutely love Blade growing up. Blade on the PS1 isn't a fantastic game. I had that one growing up, but yeah, didn't even know that was a thing. So Blade 2, absolutely brilliant. Next one, Need for Speed Carbon. Picked this up a few times. However, I think I need to double check, because I noticed that I was actually missing a few Need for Speeds on the PS2. So I think this may be one of the ones that I've just been sort of moving on, assuming I have. It's not in the best condition, to be fair, but it's a Need for Speed game that I may or may not have. I should have checked before I started filming this, shouldn't I? But there we go. So I may be moving that one on. I may be keeping it. We'll see. Tom and Jerry, War of the Whiskers. Don't know anything about the game. It's got a manual with it. I used to watch Tom and Jerry growing up. I am that old. I didn't watch it when it was originally on telly, but obviously the reruns are on for many decades afterwards. It looks quite good on the back, to be fair. I'll have a little look at this one, see if it's worth keeping. But Tom and Jerry in War of the Whiskers. There you go. I haven't seen that one before. So, there's 2. Right, I'll do these 2. There was The Legends of Wrestling and The Legends of Wrestling 2. Now, I know I've got The Legends of Wrestling on PS2, so I'll be moving that one on. The Legends of Wrestling 2, I picked up last year on the OG Xbox, and I kept hold of it. And I said to myself, I don't really want it on the OG Xbox, I'd rather have it on the PS2. And lo and behold, here it is in my hand now. So I think I'll be keeping hold of this one, and I'll maybe supplement it and put the trade in the OG Xbox one. So I don't need 2 copies of this game. These games, by the way, they get a little bit of hate. Some people don't really like them, I've seen looking at reviews and other videos online, but I quite enjoyed them, to be fair. They're a bit, over the top, but absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Legends of Wrestling 2, I think I'm keeping hold of that one. Legends of Wrestling 1, that'll be moving on. This one, so remember, Nickelodeon's Rocket Power Beach Bandits. I picked this up. I've never seen it before, but I used to watch this. I say watch it growing up. I caught the back end of this, to be honest. I watched a couple episodes, but as soon as I saw it, I recognised it. I don't think you get too much for this game at all, to be honest with you. It may be a 10p or a 50p game, something like that. I'm not really likely to keep hold of it. I'll have a quick go, see if it's any good. Maybe nostalgia will win on this one. I don't know, but I may or may not keep that one. Smackdown versus Raw 2008. This is the one featuring ECW. I know the 360 version of this goes for a little bit more than the usual WWE games do for that console. I don't know how much this one trades in for, but I picked it up anyway for £1, so there we go, got that one there. This one, I didn't know this game existed. Jackass The Game. Now, I am of that generation where I watched Jackass when it first came on. It was a big thing when it was out. I can't imagine what the game would be like. I don't think I've ever seen it before, but Johnny Knoxville, over 30 crazy stunts, different levels of danger and mayhem. I don't know. I don't think I've got this one. I may keep this one again for nostalgia, because I'm quite curious as to what Jackass The Game could be. But there you go, Jackass. Never seen that one out and about. Picked this one up loads of times. Need for Speed Underground. Absolutely fantastic game. This version's a little bit battered, to be fair, but the disc is absolutely fine. So that one will be moving on. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh no, sorry, Shadow the Hedgehog. Already got this one in my collection. I picked it up a couple of times in the past, so I know I do. Nice little copy of this one as well. So this one again will be moved on. This is the one where he has a gun. I think I picked that one up at least maybe 2 months ago or something. Justice League Heroes, another game I have never seen. I don't think I've got it. I will double check. I'm not massive on DC and Marvel, but you know, the films are good. I quite enjoy the films. So yeah, I may or may not keep hold of this one. Again, I'll need to do a little bit of research on this one, see what it's like, if it's worth adding. But yeah, Justice League Heroes. Don't know anything about it. Not seen that one before. Another wrestling game, WWE Smackdown. Here comes the pain. Pick this one up loads of times. I know I've got this in the collection. It's not the best condition, this one, but the disc is absolutely fine, so that one will be moved on. Another wrestling game. They had a few. Smackdown versus Raw. Yeah, this just says Smackdown versus Raw. There's no year on it, so I don't know if this was the first one or what have you, but again, I don't know if I've got this one either. I don't recognise seeing Mr. McMahon on the front there like that, but I'll have a little look anyway. But yeah, pick that one up. This one I picked up. Kids sports ice hockey. I picked this one up because it's a Phoenix game. Again, I don't think it goes for two. Some of the Phoenix games are really expensive, aren't they? But this one, I don't think is one of those. I had a quick look and I didn't see hundreds of pounds, so it was probably a couple pennies. But yeah, kids sport ice hockey. The back doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. I may have another little quick go on this one before I let it go. But yeah, Phoenix game. You always got to pick up a Phoenix game if you've not seen them before, because yeah, you never know what you're going to get with them. It's usually crap, but you never know. And then this one, Jet Li Rise to Honor. I've got this one in the collection. I have never ever played it. I don't know what it's all about. I know who Jet Li is. You don't see him in films anymore, do you? But when I was growing up, he was in a lot of martial arts film. It's got, I was about to say it's got a manual, but it doesn't. It's just got a little leaflet with it, but the disc is absolutely cracking. Yeah, you don't get too much for it, but you get a little bit for it. I think I had a couple quid for that one. So yeah, Jet Li Rise to Honor. It's not in the greatest of conditions, to be fair. I'll have a quick look at the one I've got on the shelf. But yeah, pick that up as well, so that's not too bad. So 15 quid for that little bundle of PS2 games. I don't think that's bad at all. Not again, just for the very end of the car boot as well, just as I was leaving. So as you can see, if I hadn't picked that up, I'd have only walked away with this. So I may have gave it a miss, but this little stack here gave us plenty of retro joy there, didn't it? So that's what we're working with this week. I need to have a look at these PS2 games, see which ones I want to add, which ones are moving on. Most of this other stuff will be moving on as well, but I'll figure that all out. So I'm going to do that thing. I'm going to go to CEX. I'll be back in a minute. And now I'm back from CEX, so let's make it all free. First, how much did everything you just see cost us? £38. So let's take £38 away. That's how much we've got to get back to make it free. How do we do it? Well, to be honest, it all went a bit Pete-tong, to be honest. I went into CEX. I gave them the PS1 to test. They rejected it. The reason they rejected it is because they said that the eject button kept sticking. But then when he brought it back out and tried to show me, it worked every single time. It was a bit awkward, to be honest. But I thought, do you know what? I'll come in here every week. I'm not going to argue. I'll just take it back. So I took that back. So they said no to that. But while I was in there, so for them for cash, I got £4 for Street Fighter 5, £2 for Here Comes the Pain, £2 for God of War. That's gone right down that, hasn't it? £3 for Shadow the Hedgehog, £3 for Rise to Honour, 30p for Legends of Wrestling, that's nothing, and Need for Speed Underground was £2. But then, annoyingly, I also traded in, for cash, the Saints Row 5, the 2 copies. They gave me £1.30 each for those. But as soon as I left CEX, I thought, right, because I put them on Vinted and they didn't sell. So I walked out of the shop, thought, right, I need to take them off Vinted straight away. As soon as I opened up the app, I clicked on them and it said sold. They'd actually sold, I think it said 7 hours earlier, but I'd never got any ping from Vinted to say that they'd been sold. So that was really awkward. So I took the one sold, I took the other one off, and then I had to message the person that bought them and just apologise and just say I didn't get it. Unfortunately, they were absolutely fantastic. I don't think they watched the channel. Well, they never mentioned it. I don't think they would. But yeah, that was really annoying because I sold it for £4. So I could have got £4 for the one instead of £2.60 for the two. But hey ho. Anyway, I then put the PS1 on Facebook and I sold it like the next day. Sold it for £20. Guy was a lovely guy. He picked it up, just sold the console on its own. I tried to show him the button and it worked every time then. He sort of looked at me as if to say, why are you mentioning it? So anyway, £20 from that. So in the end, I got £41 and 90 back from all that. So let's put £41.90 back up there. We've got it all for free. Now, there is no voucher. This is usually the point in time where I go over the voucher, but I don't have any. However, I'll show you why I don't. It's quite nice this week, for even though I haven't got any voucher, there's a good reason. What I need to quickly show you is, so I will be keeping hold of this wired Xbox 360 controller. I have put the electrical tape on there, so this will be added to my collection. I did take those 2 leftover Xbox 360 controllers we had from a little while ago. However, now that they're grading controllers, I think they wanted to give me £2 each for them, and I just thought that was ridiculous. So I've kept hold of those now. So they're just over in the corner, they're just over there. They'll probably be staying with me along with this one. So I've got loads more Xbox 360 controllers, but hey ho, I'll never complain at a free wired 360 controller, never. And then Rally Championship and Sled Storm. CEX don't take them. I don't really want them in the collection either. The Sled Storm, I think I purged that last year at the collection. So I'll just be putting these to the side. I'll probably take these to an independent at some point in time. So yeah, they're just going to disappear. But the real reason I haven't got any voucher is because of this little stack here, which I'm keeping. There's 2 I'm going to caveat very quickly. Rocket Power Beach Bandits. It's like a penny game. It don't look that great, to be fair. It hasn't reviewed very well. I don't really think it's a game I'll ever play, so I'm keeping hold of it for now. However, this might move itself on at some point in time. But yeah, that one doesn't look fantastic, but it's only a penny, so I'm not giving it away. And very similar, Kids Sport Ice Hockey. It is a Phoenix game. Unfortunately, it's one of the cheap ones. You get a penny for it. I've had a quick look online. It doesn't look like an absolute terrible Phoenix game, to be fair. It looks somewhat playable, but I'll never play it. So again, and I get a penny for it. So those 2 are still with me. I'll kind of add them to the collection, but one day they're probably just going to disappear off the face of the earth. So anyway, little caveat with those. The ones I am keeping, there's 8 PS2 games, which is fantastic. Keeping all these. So this is why there's no voucher, but I don't mind that at all, because I'd much rather have a nice big stack of games. Justice League Heroes, this one looks okay. It reviews sort of 50-50 online from what I can tell. The graphics seem to be okay. They've stood up somewhat, but yeah, very, very divided on gameplay, this one. So I'll be keeping hold of that one. Have a little go on that myself. That looks interesting. Jackass The Game. So it looks like a couple like different little mini games, all based around the Jackass series. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's a game that I didn't really know. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a manual. It's not the cheapest game either. So yeah, I'm glad to be keeping hold of that. I think I will just be giving this a go, even if it was just for nostalgia for half hour or so. Tom and Jerry, War of the Whiskers. This looks quite good. It looks like a sort of battle game, you know, 2v2. Sorry, 2 play out 1v1, sorry. It all seems to be based around the house, and you just seem to beat the living hell out of each other with it, obviously with that Tom and Jerry-esque, using everything around them to hurt each other. But the graphics look okay, and from what I could tell, quite a lot of people think quite highly of that online, so that's nice to have. Keeping all of that. Legends of Wrestling 2. I didn't trade in the OG Xbox version, by the way, because I got like 20 pence for it, so I'm just keeping hold of this one because I wanted the PS2 version over that, so don't get much for it either, to be honest, on the PS2, so keeping hold of that one. Blade 2, happily keeping hold of this. It's a shame. It hasn't got a proper manual, but I don't know if it's supposed to have a manual. It's just got like this insert, so I don't think it has a manual, which is a shame. It says on it the soundtrack but it certainly doesn't come with one. Anyway, it looks okay, having a little look online. Again, some people absolutely hate it. Some people say it's good. It looks like a very early PS2 game. It looks like, I don't know when this came out, before or after The Punisher on PS2, but it looks like The Punisher 2 is this, but much, much better, if that makes sense. So maybe this is one of the foundations to them making the Punisher on PS2. It looks okay. I'll have a little go. Need for Speed Carbon is one of the few Need for Speed games on the PS2 that I need. It's not in the greatest condition, this one, but I'll keep hold of it for now. I might trade it out, swap it around, you know, if I get another copy of this down the line. But Need for Speed Carbon, fantastic. And then these two I'll do together. That's just SmackDown versus Raw and SmackDown versus Raw 08. I don't have these in the PS2 collection. I thought I pretty much had all of the WWF, WWE games on the PS2, but it turns out I'm actually missing quite a few, it turns out. So yeah, I'm going to keep hold of those two, just sort of round off that little subsection. So yeah, not bad, because I got a nice big wad of free PS2 games, which is fantastic. So I got it all for free, no voucher, but I don't mind at all, because it feels quite nice actually to finish a video with a nice big stack of games in my hand, because it's been a little while since I was able to do that. So yeah, certainly won't be complaining. There's some good ones in there as well. I'm really chuffed for that. So yeah, thank you very, very, very much for joining me. Take care of yourselves.